we were talking about the conference, and we got in contact with Sven, and Sven is from really far from here. He's from Limburg, and he said he had a fantastic.
Vincent, really? Do we start this thing?
Huh?
Are we going to do this? Limburg in the Netherlands? Are we going to do
Limburg,
this?
yeah. So, no, but he said, I have some fantastic ICOs. I have one ICO which is already finished and one ICO which is coming up, and he's basically the contact man, and he did it totally based on enthusiasm, and he came with decent.bet. And I've talked to Jet, I've interviewed him, some of you have seen it, but I think it's really, I mean, how can you have a social purpose if you make an online casino? I mean, that's really, and they have combined those two things. So we're going to listen to Sven introducing them to a company, decent.bet, and talking to Jet, who just came from Japan. He was just losing his jet lag, who basically got already 21 million, 50,000 ethers in there, right?
Yeah.
26 million. 26 million, okay, but I mean, so I really want to, I mean, it's really important that an ICO has purpose, has a use, and that the coins are used in a useful way. Now, this online casino is extremely useful if you like betting, and in Japan, I think they like betting, right? In Asia, they like betting. They loved it a little bit, yeah, the Japanese. Okay, so good luck, Jeff, Stefan.
Oké, perfect. Ik zal in het Nederlands beginnen. Ik ben zelf, ik zal een stukje achtergrond vertellen, dan hebben jullie in ieder geval een idee van wie ik ben. In 2013 ben ik begonnen met, eerder al, 2009 ben ik begonnen met handelen, traditioneel handelen. In 2013 heb ik in Chicago gezeten op de CBOE, Chicago Board of Option Exchange. Dat is een beetje de Wall Street van Chicago, maar dan in opties. Daar ben ik eigenlijk in aanraking gekomen met traden. Vervolgens ben ik in 2014 heb ik mijn eigen datacenter gehad in LA voor bitcoins te minen. Was helaas niet zo'n goede tijd. Vervolgens ben ik in 2015 begonnen met mijn eerste ICO. En het is 4 maanden geleden dat ik in contact ben gekomen met decent.bet. Voor mezelf heb ik een hele screening alvorens ik bepaald interesse toon in een ICO. Ik was zo verbaasd door de openheid van decent.bet en Jedidiah dat ik had zoiets van, ik stuur een mail uit en ik kijk wel of die reageert. Bizar genoeg reageerde die en we hebben een telefoongesprek ingepland. En van het een kwam het ander. En voordat we wisten waren we 2 uur aan het bellen. Dus we hadden een bepaalde connectie. Hij zei, waarom kom je niet over naar Panama? Dan ben ik naar Panama gegaan en toen heb ik het hele team ontmoet. En de rest is eigenlijk history. Dus ik zou graag willen dat voor Jedidiah is the first time he's in the Netherlands. So please give him a very warm welcome. Here he is, the one and only.
First off, thank you so much for having me here. It truly is an honor to be here in the Netherlands. The people have been amazing, the experience has been amazing, and I couldn't feel more blessed and thankful to be in front of you, kind of sharing our vision and our story for decent.bet. So just a brief background. I don't want to get into it too much. I know we have some time constraints here, but I'm a serial entrepreneur. I built my first business at the age of 23, which was an online sports betting arbitrage system that generated over $7 million a month in revenue. Since then, I've built multiple companies into millions of dollars of revenue. I've been involved in IPOs, mergers, acquisitions, the whole 9 yards. I know how to take a business and I know how to scale it successfully. Combine that with my background in online betting and the arbitrage system. Bringing it to cryptocurrency made a lot of sense. Kirk Connelly is our operations officer, same kind of deal. He's worked with multi-billion-dollar companies, scaled companies. Sure, no problem, sorry. So Kirk Connelly is our chief operating officer. Same kind of background, very successful. He's worked with multi-billion-dollar companies. We have Adrian Scott as our lead developer. He was a co-founding investor in Napster, which some of you may be familiar with, as well as he started Rise, which was the first social network platform. Ultimately that technology evolved into Friendster and has been a big influence on Facebook. So really feel we have an all-star team from an operational perspective as well as a developmental technical perspective. Another key member of our team is Ravon Nissan, who has one of the largest followings in cryptocurrency that I've ever seen. So what is decent.bet? To give you a little background on why decent.bet and where the idea came from is there's a worldwide economic crisis going on where banks, national banks, are experiencing zero or negative interest rates. Orthodox economics say negative interest rates are impossible. So for 20 national banks to have zero or negative interest rates, this is the first time in the world that this has ever happened. And this happening worldwide, there needs to be a solution to it. And one of the things that I feel is providing the opportunity for people to earn off of cryptocurrency, not just from an investment perspective, but also from a utility or an investment perspective. So what we did is we built an online casino on the blockchain where we actually distribute 100% of the profits back to the token holders, which essentially allows anyone in the world to own a casino. So is there a lot of people in here that have gambled in the past? Has anybody in here gambled, been to a casino? I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with casinos like Caesar's Palace or Bellagio, things like that. I like to use the analogy, or it's actually Kurt's analogy, that if the CEO of Caesar's Palace came down to the casino floor and said, I have an opportunity for you. If you want to make an investment into the casino, I'm going to share the profits with you. What kind of opportunity would that be, and how beneficial could that be to people if they were able to have that sort of opportunity? That's what decent.bet provides. We give 100% of the profits generated from the casino back to the token holders, which is key part of one of the utilities of the token. We are built on the Ethereum blockchain, so we are a unique ERC20 token. So the token will be used to gamble on the platform. You will have to use the token as well, which again, creating another utility of the token. So gamblers are using the token, as well as anybody that wants to partake in the casino or in the investment opportunity of owning a casino also has to buy the token to invest into the casino, creating two layers of utility. There is a third that we're going to speak about here shortly. So when you look at the market analysis for online gaming, it's actually very bullish. In 2016, last year, there was about $46 billion generated by online casinos alone. By the year 2024, that number is expected to double to just short of $100 billion. So the market is growing, and it's growing very rapidly. Not only is it growing, but it's also shifting from the traditional physical casinos to online casinos. And by the year 2020, online casinos show that they will dominate the market with more than 45% total market share, which is shortly, just 2 years away. So what the utility, going back to what makes decent.bet special, is you can not only be the player, but you can be the house and be the casinos as well. So the house allows users to purchase DBet house credits with DBet tokens. So essentially what you're doing is exchanging a token for a share in the casino. And whatever percent of the total contribution you get that equivalent percent back in the profits that were generated. This is done on a quarterly basis. So the investors are required to lock up their tokens or invest in the casino for a 3-month period, which will happen 4 times a year, 3 months, 4 times a year. And by locking up the tokens for this 3-month period, what that does is it decreases circulating supply. So when you're thinking about a value of a token, it's all about supply and demand, and circulating supply is one of these key factors. So not only providing a benefit to the investors based on their ability to receive returns from the casino, it's also decreasing the circulating supply of the token, providing value to every investor in decent.bet. The 100% of the house profits are distributed in 2 ways. 95% of the profits are distributed proportionally to the people that participated in the Be the House casino model, We're also going to do a quarterly lottery where one lucky winner will earn 5% of the total profits of the casino. So if you guys have ever seen pictures of Las Vegas or Macau or these big gambling cities, they have these huge, luxurious buildings that are just, I mean, they cost billions and billions of dollars to put together. That comes from the profits of the casino. The casinos are making a lot of money. So giving 95% back to the token holders, but also creating an exciting opportunity for one person to win 5% of the total profits, we really feel this will change people's lives in multiple ways. So this is an example of how the house works. I'm not going to get into too much detail on this just because it takes some time to explain. Basically what it says is whatever percent you are of the total contribution of investing into the house, you receive that proportional percent back in returns. So it's a little hypothetical model. If Bob were to invest X, he would receive Y, that sort of thing. But happy to go into more detail after the presentation if you have any additional questions on this. So the Strike It Rich lottery, this is where the 5% of the profits will be distributed. So what it requires, how people participate into the lottery, is by participating into the house. You have to be a house investor in order to earn an entry into the lottery. For every 1,000 DBET tokens that you invest into the house, earns you 1 entry into the lottery. And we max people out at a maximum of 5 lottery entries. And that is just so people can't dominate the opportunity, and it creates an equal opportunity for the community to all have a chance to win. From our core, we're about the community and equal opportunity. If you think about decentralizing a casino and distributing the profits, old school casinos, all the profits are going up to the very top, whereas we want the community to equally share in it. So we're trying to benefit everyone, not just a select few. The third and one of the most important aspects of the utility of our token is our white labeled solutions. Our technology is very cutting edge. What we've done is created this unique state channel instance that allows our user experience to be comparable to old school casinos. If someone else were to go out and build a casino on the Ethereum blockchain, what they would have to do is every time someone pulled the slot machine or rolled the dice, they would have to wait for that transaction to be confirmed on the Ethereum network. If you guys have ever sent an Ether or a Bitcoin, you know how long these transactions can take to confirm. So they would pull the slot machine and they would have to wait for this confirmation in order for them to be able to spin again. So oftentimes this could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes before each spin of the slot or roll of the dice. What we do is we take it into a separate instance where all of the spins, all of the transactions happen in this side instance without any lag time. So it's a seamless experience that allows users to go and gamble, experience their games over and over and over again without this sort of interruption. At the end of the game, we push all those results, we bundle those transactions into one block, push those results back to the blockchain, and allow it to be mined as one transaction rather than every individual spin being mined as a transaction, which would cause this sort of lag time. With our ability to create that, that creates an immense amount of interest for other casinos to want to license our technology. The way that they'll license our technology is by paying an upfront as well as a monthly fee in DBET tokens. So going back to the utility of the tokens, the gamblers need to use the tokens, the investors in the casino need to use the tokens, as well as everybody that licenses our technology will have to pay fees in tokens. All of this is affecting the available supply and decreasing it, as well as increasing the demand. And with the 3-month quarterly lockup, as mentioned earlier, this is taking them out of circulating supply, which offers immense value back to the token holders. We spoke a little bit about the ICO to date. At the end of the ICO, the value of the Ethereum we raised was just shy of 16 million. It was over 53,000 Ethereum. Now with Ethereum's increases, that's over $26 million USD that we have for operating capital. The distribution of that capital will be used 40% for development, 25% for operations, 25% for marketing, and 10% for legal. Here is our roadmap, and this goes into a little bit about the life after the ICO. Life after the ICO is about the execution of the utility and making sure that the utility is actually utilized. Without that utility, the token really has no purpose. So we are launching our casino in Q1 of 2018. That we just finished our ICO 30 days ago. So to be able to bring the product to market within 6 months, roughly, of the ICO, I don't know that anybody else has ever really done that. We can generate revenue in Q1 of 2018, again, adding value back to the investors. Each quarter, we release more and more games. The casino will be launched with slot machines, lottery, as well as a sports book. But over time, we'll offer all of your favorite games, slots, roulette, craps, baccarat, pai gow, whatever it is that you enjoy the most. So our biggest job right now is the execution of the roadmap, making sure that this technology is delivered on time so the token is utilized, as well as an education process of going around and explaining to people what the token is, how to use it, how they can benefit from it. So the biggest challenges for us right now, being that we've already gone through our ICO, is again creating that utility, bringing that utility to life by acquiring users, as well as educating people as to what are the benefits of our casino. One of the benefits for the users that'll help us attract mass adoption is all of our odds are transparent and verifiable on the blockchain. So if you were to go into a casino and sit down in a slot machine, you don't know what your odds are of actually winning. They can beat you every single time and you'd have no idea what the true odds are. By giving that transparency to the gambler creates trust between the casino and the gambler that I don't believe has ever existed before. And I believe users will very much be attracted to the idea of being able to trust where they're actually putting their money and gambling their money. And that is everything.
Okay, thank you very much, Jed. Okay. I have to admit, when I heard that you were going to speak, and I go like, an online casino? No, just, like, maybe I'm too Protestant or something like that because I'm a Catholic, but an honest casino.
Yeah, imagine that, right?
What a concept, yeah.
An honest casino.
And then I read about you. I mean, you were very technically astute. You had started lots of different companies, and also in social entrepreneurship. You did something for the veterans. You did something for people who had their houses repossessed. I mean, how does a social guy with technology, I understand, but with a social conscience, how do you get into gambling?
So when I was young at 23, it was just simply from a young, ambitious, exciting standpoint. I grew up in Las Vegas, by the way. If you heard our interview, I was born on the blackjack table, per se. So I've seen gaming my whole life. I've seen how much money it made. So at 23...
And did you, at 23, at 23, you have no heart, or how do you say that they have this thing, at 23, you're just interested in conquering the world. But did you see, did it produce positive things, this gambling world? I mean, if I go to Las Vegas, I go to Las Vegas all the time because CES is there or the Comdex is there. I went there every day. And it drove me crazy, all these people who are just totally into gambling. Do you think it creates something exciting and positive in people's life?
I do from an entertainment perspective, but everything's about moderation, right? So I compare it to if you enjoy sports and you want to pay $200 or 200 euros to watch your favorite football game, that is your form of entertainment. Some other people's entertainment might be taking that same 200 euros and enjoying it at the casino. Yeah. If we're a free world and to each their own, and that's what brings them enjoyment, then, God bless them, and I hope that they get the enjoyment that they would have wanted out of it. But again, it's about moderation and not allowing your life to be ruined by.
And you want to recreate this world, but in an honest, easy way. What about the government and the governance and all these public offices which basically try to control you? How does that work online?
It's similar and different. You do have local jurisdictions that you have to abide by, but as long as you're doing the proper things, which we have a very large legal team that advises us of this, is we have to look at every local jurisdiction and make sure that we're following.
So you have to have permission from Holland, from Germany, from Japan, from China, from all these legal rules you have to follow?
Yes, our legal team will be probably 20 plus lawyers at the least to make sure that we're abiding by the local jurisdictions. But the most important thing is the sustainability of the company and making sure that we are doing right by the people, by the government, by the laws, so that the platform can always exist.
Yeah, okay. And you give back 100% of this 100% thing. Can you repeat that again? I mean, you're basically giving back 100% of what people put in.
Yeah.
How can you then survive?
Yeah, so it's funny you say it.
Everybody asked that question.
An honest casino, who could imagine that? But more so, who could imagine a casino that gives back 100% of its profits? It's unheard of. The way that we've done it is we feel that our interests need to be directly aligned with the investors' interests. So we don't want the profits. We want to reward the investors and create utility with the token to increase the value of the token. So the only way that we're rewarded is through the founder shares that we were allocated at the ICO. Not only did we take founder shares, but we locked them up for an entire year, meaning we cannot touch them for 1 year, requiring us to perform, to create utility, to add value to investors, or it will be worth nothing to us.
So somebody asked, why do you need funding if you guys already made millions? This is the answer. I mean, you want the coins to be used. Because if the coins are used and if there's volume, the coin value will go up and the whole community will profit.
The biggest reason was about distribution of the opportunity. Is the crowd sale was allowing the community to participate in order to acquire the tokens. If this is going to change people's lives for the positive, then we need to get this token in as many people's hands as possible. So we did a crowd sale to create distribution of the token. Not only did we do a crowd sale, but we capped the amount that each person could participate with, ensuring that as many people as possible could participate and that this positive impact could reach as many people as possible.
Okay, and we're going to make sure that everybody of you has DBET coins. If you have 1,000 DBET coins, how can I get my money back from that? If I basically buy the coins, how can I get them back at a certain point? If I invest in it, how can I get the money back?
Well, you can trade it on an exchange for Bitcoin or something like this, obviously.
Is there already an exchange?
Yeah, we're currently listed on EtherDelta. We just announced today, actually, that we are listed on Bit Plus, which is an Asian Pacific exchange that is very unique because it's allowing people to go fiat to crypto, as well as tying a MasterCard to the exchange account so people can take crypto and go into cash. The simplicity of that model, allowing for mass adoption, getting money in as well as getting money out, is very important to us from a mass adoption perspective. Okay. Not only that, they have tens of thousands of affiliates already, and they listed 4 coins at launch. 4 coins. They listed Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, and decent.bet. They could have picked any coin in the whole world that they wanted that was much more established, and they picked us.
Even naar hem toe. Ja, even naar hem toe. Naar Douwe. Hey, who wants some free D-bets? Free D-bets? Yeah, anybody? How can they get some free D-bets?
Free D-bets, simply come by our room, which is on this floor. First one on the right, you'll see a little sign outside. We actually have our technology ready to go, as mentioned. We are at the alpha phase. So all we ask is you come in, try the technology, touch it, feel it, know that it's real. Whatever you win on the slot machine, you get to keep. And even if you don't win, we're going to give you 500 free D-bet tokens just for testing it out.
Okay, wow. Hey. What do you have to lose? And you can basically start your own casino in the house. It's just a slot machine. You have to press it 10 times. You get $50 of trying the slot machine. Anything it doesn't cost you anything. Anything you win, you can keep. And if you don't win anything, we're going to get 500.
Then they get 500, which is actually $100 USD.
How much is a D-bet worth now?
It hovers right around 17 to 20 cents.
So you're giving us all $100.
Somewhere around there, yes.
I think that's pretty good. Thank you very much. Come on, D-bet.